WrestleMania Backlash. It's almost as if someone in creative was like, people love WrestleMania, right? What about we attach WrestleMania to everything? WrestleMania Backlash, 3 WrestleMania hours of Raw, Mrs. WrestleMania Charlotte Flair, a WrestleMania burial. Choo choo, I'm a train. Let's go into WrestleMania. WrestleMania edition of Bobby Lashley vs. Drew McIntyre for the WrestleMania Championship at WrestleMania Backlash. All WrestleMania, everything. I don't hate the match card, I think it's alright, but it's one of these pay-per-views that I won't bother watching live. It's one of the earliest predictions videos I've ever made, so we might get a few matches added, so I'll talk about them on my SmackDown review, we'll see. Now, it's not guaranteed, but on WWE.com, Bobby Lashley vs. Drew vs. Strowman is supposed to be the main event, well, according to WWE.com, and I wouldn't go that way. I really think that the main event should be Roman Reigns versus Cesaro, because Roman Reigns is the most entertaining thing in the WWE right now, and him not main eventing a pay-per-view just feels wrong in my opinion, especially since no one gives a stinky ball about this rivalry. So WrestleMania was great, right? We loved WrestleMania, but first of all, the build was horrible, and second of all, we're over it. WrestleMania is over, and now WWE are trying to push WrestleMania Backlash. It does not feel like WrestleMania. It feels like a WrestleMania hangover. But it's time to make my WrestleMania Backlash predictions. Damian Priest versus The Miz in a lumberjack match. WWE finally broke the system. You don't even need a certain superstar on the roster for him to be in a rivalry. The Miz is feuding with Bad Bunny. Still, Bad Bunny is no longer in the WWE. This opens a lot of doors. Now I want to see Randy Orton versus The Rock. I want to see Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Roman Reigns. I want to see Seth Rollins versus The Ultimate Warrior. Is it that bad on purpose? Who gives a crap about The Miz versus Damian Priest? Bad Bunny was the main focus, he's no longer there, and who cares? I mean, the only thing that they're building right now is John Morrison versus The Miz, which is something I'm excited about, but it needs to happen at this pay-per-view, or else this is just pretty much pointless. They already teased the breakup, the miscommunications, The Miz, leaving his partner in pain. Now, during this pay-per-view, we need the answer. Are these two breaking up? And hopefully we're getting that. So obviously my prediction is Damian Priest winning the match, because John Morrison accidentally cost Miz the match, but this time Miz is gonna be angry about that, even though he did the exact same thing. SmackDown Tag Team Championships match. Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode versus Rey Mysterio and Dominik Mysterio. Matches like these make me question, are WWE blind sometimes? This was supposed to be on WrestleMania. I mean, we can all agree. A tag team championship match, 2 great tag teams, father and son winning the tag team championships at WrestleMania. What a great moment. But no, it's gonna happen during a hangover. This match was supposed to happen at WrestleMania in my opinion, but to be fair, like I've said many times during my SmackDown reviews, SmackDown's tag team division is really nice. It's quite underrated. Of course, they don't have a lot of interesting stuff, but when you actually look at the amount of talent we have in the tag team division, it's really impressive. It's just that I don't know what to do with them. The crowds are coming back soon, so I wouldn't actually make Rey Mysterio and Dominik as tag team champions just yet, because this kind of moment needs a crowd in my opinion. But it's WWE, maybe they're gonna rush this, so my prediction is going to be the Mysterios. They're winning the tag team championships. The Universal Championship match, Roman Reigns versus Cesaro. I really hope that this particular, my English stopped working, come on, order of the matches is, not right, because this should be the main event, or at least, the match before the main event. Why is it in the middle of a card? Maybe it's not reliable, I'm not quite sure. But yeah, this should be a main event. The story itself is not anything special. So far we haven't really seen anything special from Cesaro when it comes to microphone, only in-ring skills. I mean, he looks legit. Honestly, he looks legit. he beaten Daniel Bryan before. It's just that I want to see some mic work from Cesaro to make this a bit more personal. But basically the story is Roman Reigns doesn't even believe that Cesaro is worthy of facing Roman Reigns for the championship. But he earned the opportunity and he will face Roman Reigns. We also have this side story going on, which honestly feels like the main story, with Jimmy Uso returning and not wanting to be Roman's bitch. And I absolutely love this, so I'm pretty sure Jimmy Uso during this pay-per-view is going to help Roman Reigns to retain the championship, this way joining the tribal familia. You know, the second best thing after the forehead familia. It's pretty clear that Cesaro is not winning the championship, or at least yet. So obviously my prediction is going to be Roman Reigns. I just hope that after this match, Cesaro is still getting a decent push. If it's not the World Championship, well, maybe he should be drafted to Raw. You know, why not? But if it's not the main championships, at least a mid-card title. Raw Women's Championship. Rhea Ripley versus Asuka versus Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair is the new Daniel Bryan, or I should say, the real Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan only did this twice. Charlotte Flair is doing it almost every pay-per-view, it feels like. You know, she's always added these triple threat matches to matches that she doesn't need to be involved in. And I don't like the story. I mean, WWE are trying to present Charlotte Flair as an amazing heel, you know, because, you know, honestly, it's kind of working. Maybe that's why I don't like this whole thing. She's getting all these opportunities out of nowhere, and maybe that's the whole point. It's just that, like I've said many times before already, she didn't change her character that much, or during her career at all, maybe. The Raw Women's Division is just underperforming, in my opinion. Like, all these three women are amazing talent, three of the best in the WWE. For some reason, I couldn't give a shit. I mean, Charlotte is great, Asuka is great, Ripley is amazing. For some reason, I just don't care. My prediction is Rhea Ripley. It would be way too soon to, you know, take the championship away from her. The SmackDown Women's Championship, Bianca Belair versus Bayley. So, another unfortunate Women's Championship match. Bianca Belair is a champion. I love it so far. We didn't get anything special. Bayley should be treated like this big deal, but it just feels like a filler story. So yeah, there's not a lot of things to say about this one. It's a normal match, Bianca versus Bayley, and of course Bianca Belair is retaining the championship, and it's just a filler rivalry before Sasha Banks makes her return, unfortunately. I wish this was a triple threat match. That would be actually exciting, unlike Ripley versus Charlotte versus Asuka, so, you know. But my prediction is Bianca Belair. And the WWE Championship match, Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre versus Braun Strowman. I mean, honestly, Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley, in my opinion, wouldn't be as exciting seeing twice. Adding a third member adds to the match, honestly. But is it Braun Strowman? Does Braun Strowman add anything to this match? Not really. Not really. In my opinion, looking at the Raw roster, it should be either Keith Lee making his return or Randy Orton, right? Honestly, anyone. Man, I gotta say this, Braun Strowman has to be one of the most boring WWE personalities right now. I don't know what it is about the guy. He's not horrible. It's just that he's given this, I'm a train character, and that's all he has. I'm a big train, and I break and smash things. I'm very uninterested in this match, but I hope Bobby Lashley is retaining. I mean, Strowman is not winning the championship. Drew McIntyre is going to feud with Jinder Mahal, so logically, I believe Bobby Lashley is retaining the championship. So that's my prediction. Bobby is retaining. So these are my WrestleMania Backlash predictions. Let me know yours in the comments below. And as always, click that notification button to acknowledge me as your forehead of the table.